Hey, what's up guys? Sean Nalawani here of bodytransformationtruth.com, and in this video I'm going to outline 5 tips that you can employ in order to stay more consistent with your bodybuilding diet. The key to effective bodybuilding nutrition is consistency. It's about structuring your overall daily meal plan in a way that is as simple, streamlined, and sustainable as possible so that you can simply go about your day with minimal to no guesswork involved and know that you're on the right track towards your goals. So here are 5 effective tips that you can employ to stack the odds as far in your favor as possible and maximize the chances that you will maintain proper nutritional habits over the long term. Tip number 1 is to follow an exact step-by-step meal plan. Tracking your diet on the go throughout the day can certainly work well once you gain more experience and once you really know how to accurately track things properly. But if you're having a tough time staying consistent with your diet, then the simplest solution is to just map out exactly what you're going to eat each day, in what specific amounts and at what times. Not only is this approach going to deliver superior results and ensure that you're landing in the proper calorie and macronutrient ranges for the day, but it's also going to keep you more motivated and consistent, since you'll know that all you have to do is just follow the set plan that's in front of you in order to reach your goals. Now, the way that you specifically employ this approach is up to you. You could simply create one single plan and eat the same things every day until you get tired of it. You could create a 3-day or 7-day plan and then just rotate through it. Or you could map out a few possible options for each meal that have similar macronutrient profiles. For example, 3 different breakfasts, 3 lunches, 3 snacks, etc. And then just choose the option that you most prefer based on how you feel that day. Tip number 2 is to prepare your meals in advance. So rather than preparing every single meal on the fly throughout the day, set aside 1 or 2 days a week to pre-package your meals in bulk. That way, when it comes time to eat, you can simply reach into the fridge and grab your pre-made food without having to go through the entire cooking and cleanup process every single time that you need a meal. Not only is this type of approach going to streamline your overall diet in general, but it's also going to save you a huge amount of time over the course of the week as a whole. You can either prepare entire meals and then store them in the fridge or freezer, or you can just cook up a few of your main items in bulk that usually take longer to prepare, such as chicken breast or steak or fish, etc. Tip number 3 is to base your diet around foods that you like. Now, this tip sounds really obvious, yet so many people fall into the trap of thinking that certain foods are somehow mandatory to include in their bodybuilding diet, and they end up choking down these foods on a daily basis even though they don't like the taste. This is totally unnecessary, it's counterproductive, and it greatly increases the chances that you won't stick to your nutrition plan over the long term. Always remember this: your body does not view your diet within the context of individual food items. It only sees the big picture. So the total calories, the total protein, carbs, fats, vitamins, minerals, fiber, and other micronutrients. And there are a virtually infinite number of different ways that you can go ahead and reach those totals for yourself. So if you don't like tuna, don't eat tuna. If you don't like eggs, don't eat eggs. If you don't like oatmeal, then don't eat oatmeal. No single food source is a must-have in your diet plan. So if you specifically enjoy blueberries and mangoes, then use those as your primary fruit sources. If you prefer turkey and salmon to chicken and beef, then use those as your primary protein sources. If you'd rather have sweet potato in place of rice for your carb sources, then just go ahead and do that. If you simply take some time to plan your nutritional approach around the foods that you most prefer for each major category, such as protein, starchy carbs, fruits, vegetables, healthy fats, etc., then your diet is going to be far more enjoyable and your chances of long-term success are going to be hugely increased. Tip number 4 is to optimize your daily meal layout and frequency. The research on meal frequency and its effects on protein synthesis and basal metabolic rate are pretty clear at this point, and that is that as long as you're hitting your overall calorie and macronutrient needs for the day as a whole, then the specific way in which you lay those meals out is essentially going to be a non-issue when it comes to optimizing muscle growth and fat loss. And for that reason, just figure out what you need to consume for the entire day as a whole in terms of protein, carbohydrates, and fats, and then lay out your meals in the way that you enjoy most and that maximizes your overall adherence to the diet, whether that be 3 larger meals consumed in the morning, afternoon, and evening, 5 medium-sized meals spaced all throughout the day, or 7 small meals consumed every couple of hours. And tip number 5 is to utilize a flexible dieting approach. I've said this many times before, but assuming that around 80 to 90% of your diet is comprised of nutrient-dense, clean foods, so lean proteins, minimally refined carbohydrates, and healthy fats, then the other 10 to 20% can come from whatever food sources you'd like, as long as it fits into your overall daily calorie and macronutrient totals. As I said earlier, your body does not view your nutrient intake within the context of individual food items, and with the exception of foods that are particularly high in partially hydrogenated oils, there's almost never such a thing as a food that is inherently good or bad. All there is an overall diet that is good or bad. So including a small amount of higher sugar or higher fat food here and there is not going to negatively affect your muscle building or your fat burning progress, and it will make your overall eating plan much more enjoyable while still delivering the same muscle building and fat burning results. If you're constantly depriving yourself of the foods that you enjoy most, then there's a much greater chance that you're going to become discouraged and quit in the long term. So figure out what you need in terms of overall daily calories and macronutrients, and the level of detail that you specifically apply here is going to depend on your individual goals and situation. And then allocate a small percentage of that total to allow for the foods that you crave most. By basing your diet around the clean food choices that you like best, like we covered in tip number 3, and also allowing yourself to indulge in the flexible foods that you crave most in controlled amounts, you'll be able to structure a nutrition plan for yourself that you fully enjoy and that gets you into the best shape possible at the same time. So here's a quick recap of the 5 tips that we just covered. Tip number 1, create a structured daily eating plan for yourself, because this way there will be no guesswork involved and you'll already know exactly what to do each day in order to get the best results. Tip number 2, prepare your meals in advance in order to save time and to maximize overall efficiency. Tip number 3, take some time to figure out which foods you enjoy the most when it comes to lean protein, starchy carbs, fruits, vegetables, healthy fats, etc. And then simply base your diet around those choices. Tip number 4, don't worry about the specific intervals between meals, and instead just structure your meal frequency and meal layout in whatever way you most prefer based on your appetite and your schedule. And tip number 5, allocate 10 to 20% of your overall diet to indulge in the foods that you crave most. Employ these 5 bodybuilding diet tips and your chances of long-term muscle building and fat burning success are going to be greatly increased. So thanks for watching this video today. I hope you found the information useful here. If you did enjoy the video, as always, please make sure to hit the like button, leave a comment, and subscribe to stay up to date on future videos. Also, make sure to check out my complete step-by-step muscle building and fat loss programs over at bodytransformationtruth.com by clicking the icon at the top of the video or using the link in the description box below. And make sure to check out my official blog over at seannall.com for all of my latest articles, tips, and other updates. Talk to you again soon.